It's still far from too late to start a gaming channel on YouTube. Roughly 70% of all the content on YouTube is primarily children's content. In other words, a huge amount of traffic actually goes to children's content, to kids' videos. And a lot of people who reach out to me say, I want to make a gaming channel, I like playing CS, Go, Dota 2, I want to be a streamer or make Minecraft videos. So today, I'm gonna go over the most common questions about gaming content on YouTube that I find in my comments, in my DMs, on Instagram and so on. However, most likely, these won't be the answers you, as they say, want to hear. This will be a completely different perspective on the issue, a totally different approach. In fact, I'll give you a clear, step-by-step algorithm of what you need to do. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. In order to start your own gaming YouTube channel in 2023. In today's video, you'll find out how you can run 4 different channels at once within a single channel. Where do you get ideas for content? Why is Minecraft the most competitive and challenging type of content on YouTube? How do you build a business on kids' channels? My name is EGOR Firmer. Let's go. The first thing that comes to mind when we think of kids content, gaming niches and so on is Kuplinov's channel, Let's Play and everything like that. When we put our webcam in the corner of the screen and play through some game. However, nowadays, this very approach where we just add our face, some gameplay, a funny moment, or something else doesn't work the way it used to. In other words, if we had started doing Let's Play content back in 2012, it would have been a total hit. It would have blown up, because only a very small number of people were doing that back then. Now, absolutely everyone is trying to jump into this. I even had a consultation about this, where a guy showed me that he had been running his channel for a year, making cool videos, Let's Plays, walkthroughs, streaming, and he really wasn't getting anywhere. He was just adding his face, some visuals, and doing everything exactly like Kuplinov. It just wasn't working for him. Why? Because that just doesn't work anymore. Guys, let's move past this stage, leave it behind in 2013, and think about how we can build a strategy so that our gaming YouTube channel actually starts bringing us money and views. What the heck is your goal? What do you want from YouTube? Do you want to make money or become a media personality or get views or maybe promote your own game, develop games, or just forget about all that and simply sell ads and make some kind of content? What is your goal? Maybe you actually want this to become a full-time job for you, so that you work here at the computer 24/7, shoot videos, and then go on with your life living, sleeping, relaxing, and so on. Write about it in the comments. Why do you need YouTube? Personally, I started out specifically with gaming content. In fact, I made videos about Minecraft because, for me personally, it was my absolute favorite game in the world. Let me explain why. Minecraft is a sandbox game. In Minecraft, you can create anything you want. You can build any map, any mechanism, any object, game, and so on from any area of the universe and adapt it into this game because it's a sandbox and its possibilities are absolutely limitless. That's why it inspired me so much. I built my own maps, made reviews of them, and at some point I found a very interesting trend on American YouTube. At that time, I was making content for a Russian-speaking audience and started uploading the noob versus pro format to my channel. It was a theme where there are 2 characters, a noob and a pro, and all sorts of storylines unfold between them in the videos. I started filming this for my channel, and it really took off to the point where every video was getting 1 million views. And today, I would like to break down this story. Why did it work for me? Why did it get so many views? And how did I turn my channel from just some Let's Play into full-fledged series within the game I was recording?
If you want to start your own YouTube channel, get it monetized, and earn like my students $200 to $300 a day, then now is the perfect time to follow the link in the description and check out my training lessons at my YouTube Academy. There, you'll choose a relevant niche for a YouTube channel without using your voice or showing your face, launch your channel in a trending topic, and of course you'll be able to fully automate all the processes. It's free for now at this moment. That's why I recommend all of you to go check it out, subscribe, and of course, finally start growing your own YouTube channel. Because right now, this particular field, making money on American YouTube, is exactly the area where you can consistently earn from $5,000 a month. And in many niches, you don't even have to create the content yourself. I've explained all of this in detail in the training. The link is in the description below the video.
To start, ask yourself, what do you actually want to do on your channel? So, what kind of game will it be? What kind of content? What are you actually interested in filming when it comes to games? What attracts you the most? Which game do you spend the most time on? Maybe it's strategy games? Maybe it's sandbox games? Maybe it's some story-driven games, playthroughs? Do you like watching all sorts of videos with game facts? For example, I used to get hooked on Skyrim videos, like all those millions of secrets and Easter eggs in Skyrim. So basically, what are you interested in? But actually, the real question is, what kind of gaming content gets the most views on YouTube? So if we see a topic that's blowing up, that's going viral, and at the same time we enjoy it, that's the perfect combination. Let me explain why. If we see potential for views, if we see that historically this topic has gotten a lot of views, for example, like the game BeamNG Drive, and we realize that in general we like this kind of thing, racing, cars and all that if you're a guy, right? Okay? In that case, you can combine what you enjoy with what's popular and turn it into results. What do girls play? Basically anything, but let's say, okay, The Sims, the good old Sims game. You can also create content about it, you can jump into it too, even though it's a very old, ancient game and so on. There are a lot of similar topics. For example, in Roblox, there are tons of different formats, simulators and so on, including ones made specifically for girls. You can dive into all of that and crank out content on these topics, it doesn't matter. Basically, the main thing is that it's interesting for you, that you enjoy it. And most importantly, that it gets views. Second, one channel, one game, that's the golden rule. Don't spread yourself too thin and try to cover everything on your channel. Don't film one niche, then start making videos on a second game, then do a let's play on a third, then a 10-hour walkthrough, then drop walkthroughs altogether and start making 1-minute Minecraft videos, and so on and so forth. In short, that's complete nonsense. The thing is, when people subscribe to your channel, they want to see a certain type of content from you. They subscribe to you because they like you, and because you play the same game they do. So please don't spread yourself too thin, stick to one game, but experiment with different formats. Third, try to focus on your audience and understand what resonates with them the most. To do this, you need to conduct a content analysis of all your competitors. I understand that this might seem too complicated for you right now, but let's simplify it down to a very basic, straightforward model. Look at how many videos have performed well over the past 6 months in the game you're covering. If you see that there are videos with 1 million, 10 million views and so on, that's a good sign. Try to recreate them, try to make something similar based on what is currently trending, that is, what has been popular in the past 6 months. This will allow you to organically gain your first views. Just understand that there is no magic on YouTube. There's no magical number of subscribers or views at which your videos suddenly take off, go viral and grow. A small channel can blow up just as much as a large one, and a small channel might never grow just as a big one can fizzle out. There's no correlation between these things. That's why every time you radically change your channel's format or niche, your old audience stops watching you and your channel regresses. Don't neglect your loyal audience, work for them, nurture them, create content for them and grow that audience. What videos should you make first, and where do you even get inspiration for ideas and videos? What kind of content should you make first? And in general, where do you get inspiration for video ideas? Personally, I use a wide variety of resources for this. Besides having a huge amount of viewing experience, I'm active in Discord channels, and I regularly check out various forums, communities, and so on. For example, for the game Minecraft, there's the website Minecraft Planet, where you can always find new mods, new maps, and so on. So I can always stay up to date with everything that's currently relevant. Another way to get ideas is through YouTube topics. That is, every game has its own topic. For instance, GTA V, just take GTA 5 and type GTA 5 topic in the search. You'll find a YouTube channel like this where all the trending videos at the moment are listed. Streams, shorts, regular long videos and so on. Everything that's currently going viral can be found there. And again, you can draw ideas from there. So you don't need to search for all this manually, typing everything in yourself. Just forget about that altogether. You can simply go into a topic, into a category, and there you'll find content that's useful for you, helpful ideas, new approaches, formats, tricks and so on. Let's wrap up this topic about ideas. Look, if you want your videos to go viral, you need a good format, an awesome format. If you're just filming racing games, say Forza Horizon or something similar, and simply recording gameplay, that's not gonna catch on. But if you set up a camera, buy a steering wheel, and record yourself driving with the wheel, that will get attention. Here's an example of 2 channels. Look, on one channel is just gameplay, while on the other there's something more interesting, and that's how it works. Let's plays of Minecraft are complete nonsense. Understand, you need to go further, think deeper, get to the root of the problem. What else can I offer my viewers besides just the basic boring gameplay recording? I can offer them surviving in Minecraft for 100 days or completing some survival related challenges. That's exactly how it works. Basically, people have reimagined the good old hardcore survival format. If you know what that is, they've created a completely new story surviving 100 days in Minecraft. They record it in the form of a vlog or diary and upload it to YouTube. And these videos get millions, even tens of millions of views. What should you do in the videos themselves? What should you film? How can you make your content more interesting? How can you make it competitive? I'll explain now. The vast majority of popular gaming bloggers today don't just create content by recording gameplay, they integrate an entire story into it. So, in fact, it's not just a game anymore. It's a series, it's a life, it's characters, it's a story. You get what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about storytelling. I mean that if you want to make your video interesting and worth watching, you need to develop in this area, specifically think through the plot, craft the story, integrate and add characters. But how do you make the content itself more interesting? Well, the most basic and obvious way is to create intrigue at the beginning of the video, reveal everything at the climax, and craft an ending, but do it in such a way that your content becomes more like a series, so that people want to keep watching more and more episodes. Also, in children's content, it works really well if we add characters and voice them with different voices. You can even use software or an emulator to change the voice, pitch, and so on to make it dynamic and interesting. Plus, you can use fast-paced editing, various tricks, inserts, and memes. All of this works in our favor if you're making a children's channel, and the most ideal, the very best thing I can recommend to you as beginners is to try making sandbox content. There are a lot of them. TAP Simulator, ARBS Simulator, Farming Simulator, tons of different simulators, Minecraft, GTA 5, Roblox. In short, there are so many things out there in this world that get a lot of views. Honestly, I think Minecraft is almost one of the main genres that exists on YouTube. I get the feeling that fewer people actually play the game than watch Minecraft content. You get what I mean, right? So just look for a game where you can endlessly generate, damn it, content all the time, constantly, permanently cranking out videos. We research topics, set goals, and plan out a content schedule. A lot of gaming bloggers don't take their channels seriously at all because, it's just kids, right? They'll eat up anything. Like, I can record whatever I want, throw in some Spider-Man or something. Spider-Man is popular, so I'll just add something with him and it'll probably work. Like, I saw something somewhere, heard about some trend or some joke, so I'll just shoot something and upload it, and somehow it'll just take off. But that's a mistake, because these creators don't treat YouTube as a business. They don't realize that kids are people too. They do understand what's happening in the video, but they understand it on their own level. They also have their own needs and demands, and in fact they're probably even more radical than adults, simply because they watch even more content than adults do. The content is more dynamic than in adult topics. That's why the whole business of creating children's content is a very complicated thing. If you approach your kid's channel as a business, you'll get results. That's what I wanted to share with you today. How do you grow quickly with children's content on YouTube? I completely understand that YouTube simply requires basic discipline, a schedule, consistency, and all the rest. But listen to me, I'm going to be as open and honest with you as possible right now. As soon as you understand how YouTube works, what format to use, and what topics to create content about, you'll be able to get into recommendations very quickly, establish yourself, monetize your channel, and start earning from YouTube. And here are a few tips or directions you can develop in. Basically, there are 4 types of content formats on YouTube within a single channel. On one hand, there are long videos, on another shorts, then there are streams, and finally the community tab. And in fact, when you run your gaming channel, you can create content for each of these formats, for each of these sections, and they're all within your channel. Just imagine how much YouTube has evolved by now. Here's an example of a BeamNG Drive channel. He makes shorts, and he also makes regular videos. But his problem is that the regular videos don't perform well, because they don't really relate to the content he creates in his shorts. But just imagine, if you made shorts content that attracted people to watch your long-form videos, then first of all, people would actually go over, and you'd earn a lot more money. And if, on top of that, you manage the community hosting, some content there, polls, and so on. Here's an example of a poll. And on top of all that, if you also did live streams and broadcasts, and interacted with your subscribers, just imagine how cool and fast your growth would be. What am I getting at? You need to build a content ecosystem within your channel. So, not just a farm, but an ecosystem, right? Since I'm EGOR the farmer, we make content farms, channel farms. Let's say you're filming Roblox. Great. In shorts, you create different facts, highlights, and so on, or funny moments from your videos. In long-form videos, you show how you complete maps. On streams, you interact with your subscribers, try to do something with them, create some kind of interactive experience, take on a challenge, maybe complete a map together with them, and so on. And in community posts, you attach various polls just to create some interaction, share links to new videos, and so on. It's simply so that you have different formats and types of content, and your audience is constantly, endlessly engaged with you, damn it. I think this is a very useful lesson. The video I made today, I believe it will help a lot of people, because honestly, most people who come to me on YouTube want to make simple kids content. And in fact, kids content itself is the best thing there is. You sit at your computer, you record game playthroughs, you don't need to go out into the woods, film something, rent shooting locations, set up all those lights and everything. You do everything on your computer, you see? At the computer. And if you actually enjoy it, if you get a kick out of just playing on the computer, if you really spend most of your time, your life there and so on, if you like it, then why not make a channel about it? Why? Why just play computer games for free when you can come in and crush it, when you can start recording all of this, do it properly in a structured way and so on, and really crush it? And to figure all this out, let me remind you once again that every Saturday I hold breakdown sessions. You can sign up for them via the link in the description in my Telegram bot. This was EGOR Farmer with you. Watch this video. Goodbye, everyone.